Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video I am going to show you the DELL update, which is what I'm looking for right now, and I'm going to show you all the OEM updates that DELL has to offer. So this is on my daily use machine, the same machine that I do my recordings on, and there's going to be a few OEM updates that you are going to see here. So what the software is Dell has their own update server for their products. This is for firmware, this is for anything that the hardware could possibly need. Unlike the HP with stuff is digitally signed through Microsoft, Dell has their own update process for their equipment. I should say before I say anything else, at least I should say my HP has it through there. So what you're looking now is these are all the OEM updates that Dell has to offer. And yes, I install every one of them. So when you get a pre-built, which is what this Dell is, you want to do update through update software that comes from the manufacturer, and you want to do the Windows update. You want everything up to date so when you turn it on you have no issue. So with that, this has a picture of a computer. It's not quite the Inspiron. So this is the Inspiron 3891, which is what I have, and all that. So it's updating this, and this contains a BIOS update, which you will see later in the video. I do like the way that Dell has their BIOS set up. It's not like the HP where it starts and shuts down, restarts, shutdowns, restarts, shutdowns, restart. This computer, it turned off once, turned back on, and everything was okay. And it didn't take very long for the machine to reboot. So you will see that later on in the video. So what you're looking at now is the updates that I can install. Now, the last part here was very, it took a long time. So I did cut it down a little bit, but it took a little bit more time than I would have liked. And this software is called DELL Update. When you see it go like that, where it's the blue bar that goes across the screen like that, like the Windows XP boot splash screen, you know it's a big update. Okay, so the software is done. I click restart, and the computer is going to restart. Now you're going to notice a few things that are very, very interesting about this. Now, as I said before, firmware is a software. Basically, hardware and software cannot talk to each other. So the firmware is a translator. So what's going to happen is after the restart the computer reboot, and when you see the DELL logo, you're going to see a few very, very interesting things here. Now, this did take a while to restart. So just to clarify here again, that these updates are from Dell themselves, not from Microsoft. There's the Dell logo, and you're going to see a few things under it. Right here, and this is the progress of the updates. As you can see, it says do not power off your machine. Now, I know I said this before, but it is very, very, very crucial that you don't. And the reason for that is if you shut off a machine while it's updating the firmware, you can corrupt the BIOS, and then you have basically a brick computer. Now, some BIOS chips are removable. I've seen people do this. I've never done this before, but what you could do is get this thing from Amazon, because I've seen people mess with BIOS chips all the time. But you can get this thing from Amazon, and what you do is you put your BIOS chip in there, and then you have to go to another computer and reinstall the firmware from the other computer into that BIOS chip, and then plug it back into the motherboard that you took it off. Now, not all computers are like this. Some of them are soldered onto the board. But this particular biochip that's removable is a tiny little square. But this is where it ups power supply comes in. An uninterruptible power supply is good for this. So if your battery's good and the power goes out and you know it's good, you'll be okay. And this did took a little bit of time because there were so many updates. Not only was it updating the BIOS firmware, it was updating other things on the board components such as controllers, USB controller, SATA controller, and things like that. So as I'll state again, some BIOS chips are removable. But this was very, very, very smooth sailing, easy to use. Even like a person like me who is a computer person, this was very, very smooth to me. And I actually watched this whole process because each manufacturer is a little different on how they do things. So whoever the programmer was for this is an awesome person because its stuff is easy to use. Their update server's easy to use and all that. And you can see the percentage going up really, really fast. This update actually was, once it got going, was very, very quick. And it did what it needed to do. So now we have a restart. Yes, I know my monitor looks a little weird. It is a front lit screen, not a backlit screen like most TVs and monitors are. So once we go back into Windows, I'm going to do this again just to see if there's any more updates. I'm going to do the same thing I do with the Windows updates. Actually, I don't remember filming that because I did it a little while later, but we'll see when it boots up. There we go. So it's booted. So anyway, with that said, that is it for this video. Please comment, like, subscribe, and click that bell for more notifications.